seemed to have a big hand in today's game. What do you see in terms of that battle that took place between your offense and their defense?
That what?
The battle between your offense and their defense today. What stood out about it?
It was more of a scrum than a battle. I mean, they did a nice job, but it was the intercept for touchdown coming out of the gate. I mean, we had to deliver the first blow, and we were in position to do that. The first couple plays went our way, and then the intercept for a touchdown took the wind out of that, and then the punt return in the short field gave another burst of energy, and then you go to the intercept right before halftime that puts you in the hole going into half. So I'd say those three things were probably the three things that stood out that made the game what it was in the end. But it wasn't. That's probably enough. We asked me another question before I go too long.
Coach, to see that pick six on the first drive, do you think that affected subsequent drives after that?
Yeah, I thought we were lethargic on offense the whole first half. I thought I wasn't pleased with anything part of it, even though there was times you say they were moving the ball or whatever, but not like we should be able to. And credit them for maybe they were better than I thought they were by what happened. But you look at the numbers on the board as far as rushing and passing. There's not much out there that happened today except for turnovers and mistakes that created big plays and big scores, like the intercept for a touchdown, like I said, the punt. So I'll tell you, one kid that's good is that corner that was for them that on the punt returns. I mean, he locked down that gunner, and that's what got those things started. And Tampa's a good player.
Do you feel like you guys maybe got into a little bit of a rhythm offensively in the third quarter?
Oh, we did. The third quarter should have been more. Even the third and fourth quarter should have been more like the whole football game, in my opinion. And I think there should have been a lot more energy. Even in the third quarter, it looked like it was practice, and it was because of the heat. And I mean, the heat does play a factor. It takes a lot of zap out of you. But I think you've got to play with more energy, more intensity, more whatever that word is that we all know when we see it. That's what was lacking, and thus the speed of play wasn't where it should have been to win a game like that.
Is there anything that kind of gives you solace moving forward that some of those areas are going to improve?
Well, they have to. I mean, I'm not gonna paint a white picket fence for them when I'm just gonna tell them the truth, what I saw, and I'm sure it's what everybody saw. And there just wasn't much of really anything that happened besides the turnovers and the punt returns on that field today. And there should have been more that happened, but again, the score indicates something totally different too when you look at the score. So we've got work to do. We've got a lot of things to clean up, and it probably will start with personnel, and then it'll grow from there to who to play with and how to scheme.
Tristan Roper didn't dress today. What can you tell us about his status?
Tristan will play next week.
Okay.
Tristan will play next week.
You had mentioned intangibles for Theo this offseason. After a game like this, I'm sure he expected more of himself. How do you anticipate, maybe even after seeing him in the locker room, how do you anticipate his ability to bounce back and take a step forward next week?
We'll find out together. I mean, that's what, when you set yourself up and you're viewed in the way that he was viewed all summer long, I mean, you're going to get challenged. And when you don't come through the challenge, it's a setback. And that's where you got to kind of self-eval, and you better be strong enough to, the good ones can overcome adversity and overcome days like this and move on and move out. But the other ones don't. It lingers on them. So I anticipate he'll move on, and he'll have to. But I also think that he needs a lot of. He missed a ton of throws, and I wouldn't say he missed a few. He missed a ton, and but at the same time, the protection and some of that stuff too was lacking in critical situations. So let's not point the finger at him. I just think that everybody's got to take a share in the defeat and a share in the production, the lack of, and then and move forward, get ready for next week, because that'll be the difference of how much you improve based off what they gain from watching this.
Was it possible after the first pick six that the offense was, I don't want to say like rattled, but they weren't like they weren't with 100% confidence? Maybe it was down to 99, which can make a difference.
You know what? Just your question tells me you saw what I saw. Okay, and when you said it was lack of confidence, you saw a lack of speed of play, a lack of burst to make plays, even though that's what you saw and that's what I saw, and that's what I'm trying to explain. What was missing today from our offense even as much as on our defense as well.
Yep, I was about to ask, did it extend to the defense? Because a lot of your defensive guys say, if you're going to make a mistake, make it at 100%, 100 miles an hour. Do you feel they weren't going full 100?
I'm not going to go there because when you're playing that heat, all right, on the first time too, that takes some zap out of you, and then it looks like they're not given that. But when you look at the opponent, I didn't see it from them either, to be honest with you. There was a couple players that were really moving fast, but I do think that heat in the first game played somewhat of a role in what we saw to take a little bit of the zip out of them. So I'm not going to question them. I'm not going to call them out on it, but I will put it on the table because they'll see the same thing you saw and that I saw when they watch it on film, and that should enlighten them in what happened there.
Given the offensive shortcomings, the special teams miscues, I'm curious your evaluation of your defense today because it started slow last season, but it seems like perhaps you're more poised given today to kind of just be off to a faster start with that group.
I appreciate your optimism, but I'm going to put them all in the same boat and say time will tell. I wasn't happy with it. I thought they had the same lack of zip, as a unit. There was individuals that, Christian Boyd sitting in here, there's people that did that. But as a team, they did not. And as a unit, they did not. And that's what was missing, and that's what you have to play to meet our standards. And that's, yeah, no, I'm not going to say the defense was good. I think it was, I wouldn't even call it adequate yet, not for our standard. And so we've got work to do on all phases of the game. Probably the same thing you did. We didn't protect the edge. They do some things. This defense, we run the same defense, so you can create some stuff in the defense and create some angles. But we didn't protect well enough, and that might have been, you can't until you see what was called, when it was called, and what they did. Let's look at that before we look at a person. But I got to look at the whole thing. Was it protection? No. You say protection. I'm just looking at it as a whole. Going, I'm not pleased with our football team in the speed of play or the energy or the passion you need to play this game with to win a game like this, or any game for that matter. And now I got to encounter the weather, the heat, the team in the first game, and look at it rationally when I'm calm. But right now, I've been in enough football games. That's got to change to play to our standard. Anybody else?